Okay, I'm here with a little update with my Midway Solitaire game when I get a chance to come down here and play. It's going to be once or twice or maybe 3 times a week maybe. I can get down here. Not much during the week, but on the weekends. But I had the Japanese heading for the home base here in around Australia. I don't know what they call this one right here. It would be, yeah, Australia. But unchecked with just some land aircraft blocking the way, and they weren't even strong when it comes to naval combat. The middle numbers on the left here is their naval number, and it's just a 1. So things were looking pretty bleak. But I was able to move a task force over one area, and because the task force, i.e. Task Force 16, has spruance with it, I was able to move them over another zone over here and then proceed to move forward into battle. So what I'm going against is U.S. Task Force with the Hornet, the Enterprise, some destroyers, some cruisers, and the AVD, which I think is early warning. I'm not sure what that is, but that does give me some kind of a search bonus. Here's the planes. They're all on missions to bomb carriers. And one of these squadrons get a +1 because of spruance. Oh, we also get a +1 because we're going to be a surprise attack. So, and it's a surprise because the task force, the Japanese task force, with 2 of them. They had one which is a covering task force, and one which is an invasion task force. Hold on a second. They were right here. They had already taken over the U.S. base, and it was, like I said, it was looking bleak. So, as it so happened, you pull an event shit, and the event shit gave them U.S. Navy, or the U.S. side, a surprise modifier. Got a +1 movement on their task force, which they didn't need because they were already in battle. We'll take that +1 on all my combat factors. So that'll definitely help. So I guess, as the scenario would go, they didn't know that spruance was there. They didn't know that there was they might have had some intelligence that the task force was here, but when they showed up, it was definitely a surprise. So that worked out real good on the old storyline. But so here's the Japanese force. He's got 2. He's got a covering task force, an invasion task force. The invasion is just not but troop transports and destroyers. Covering task forces, destroyers, and carrier Ryujo. And you can see his capacity is only 2, and he's got both his planes on up there. One's an attacking aircraft to go after, I guess, U.S. carrier. Well, look under their priority, attacking priority, and this one here is on escort. We'll have to see how that works out. But we're going to get ready for this is the biggest battle yet. It get complicated, so I'm going to have to make sure I do this right. I think that was about it. I don't know if I had any more errata on my last video. I'm sure somebody might have seen something on my map, but that's about it. I'm going to continue on with this battle. What you do is you go to air, so fire all air units, air combat factors, and enemy air units. So what we're going to do is, it says here that you should line them up. Combat execution. But they have our priorities on our targets. It says, you allocate U.S. naval attacks to Imperial Japanese Navy targets as you desire. Alright. So I don't see any real air-to-air. They're going for the ships. Those guys are going for cap. Let me see. Escort. We're going to have to figure this one out. Alright, during each step, though, you'll line up the U.S. naval units parallel to the enemy units they will be attacking. So I'll have to see here what goes on with the air-to-air combat first. Because I got units on cap, and he's got one escort, a bomber. So if there's nobody attacking anybody, what happens? We'll be right back. Alright, so under this air-to-air step, it says first fighters, cap fighters. There's my cap fighters protecting my carriers. Well, meanwhile, in comes these bombers with their escort. So this will be the first air-to-air combat because it says cap fighters may fire at attacking fighters and bombers. So what we're both going to be doing is both of these units here are going to go for the Ryujo Ryujo Naval Attack Craft Bomber. It's a Veiled Dive Bomber. So we'll be firing 3 dice, or 1 dice, looking for a 3 or less. He'll shoot back. So it's goofy how they're going to do it, but he's going to fire back at him, he's going to fire back at him, then he's going to fire at him. He can only fire at one. Everybody can only fire once at one person. So we're going to do it this way. Let me see here. The Hornet will fire at this one right here. Looking for a 3 or less on 1 die. 3 or less. He gets a 5. No good. Next one will be the Enterprise's Cat Fighter. Going for the Bomber. Looking for a 3 or less. He gets it. Alright, now I do it this way. I allocate hits like this. I mean, everybody can do it their own way. I do it like that. Alright, so that's those 2 fighters have fired. What I should have did, though, is fired the first one, the Hornet, at him, and then him fire back. So we'll go ahead and fire this Bomber. She's looking for a 2 or less. Not bad for a... He gets a 3. Okay, now he's going to shoot at the Enterprise's plane with a 2 or less. No good. Alright, so everybody is fired except for the Ryujo Fighter Escort. I guess maybe he could have fired first. Alright. Anyway, he's going to fire at the Hornet. 3 or less. Gets a 1, so the Hornet does get a hit. I'm pretty sure that's all there is in a round of combat. Alright, so he hasn't been sunk. So when it comes to air naval round, they'll still be able to do their duty. He got through. Alright, let me see what the next procedure will be. Be right back. Alright, well here, I thought I might have got ahead of myself, but we did it pretty much the way it was. Cat fighters fired, that's what we did. The attacking escort fired at fighters may only fire at cat fighters, which is what we did. And the bombers fired at the cat fighters that fought on them. Okay, so we're up to date. Everything's good. I'm going to put these units back here because there's something else that's going to happen. We'll be right back. All right, we're back because we got to go to the next step. I'm pretty sure you don't allocate hits to units till everything's done. So let me make sure that's right. We'll be right back. Alright, before we get too ahead of ourselves, can't forget about the +1 combat factor. The Hornet had a roll of needed a 4 or less. They all get a +1, which means they get a 4 or less on that Hornet roll. The Hornet rolled a 5, so he still wouldn't have got it. So nothing was unchanged. Then the next roll was a 3, which inflicted the hit. Okay, we are still looking at how to allocate these hits. I mean, I know how to allocate them, but I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and allocate them now or wait until I said all the combats are done. We'll be right back. And hits are allocated after each step, so that there was the air-to-air step. So we can allocate our hits right now. There'd be a hit allocated to him, he's reduced. And a hit allocated to him, he's reduced. Okay. That is how you do that. I do believe. Don't take what this is for gospel or anything. Go ahead and watch. I think Wayne Hanson's doing a playthrough on this. I've yet to watch it. Haven't had a chance, but I love Wayne. Always knows what he's doing. All right. But I'm pretty sure I got this right. So if you find any mistakes, let me know. But I'm pretty well look them all over afterwards. Okay. Next is anti-air step. Fire all ground units and naval units. Air combat factors and enemy air. Huh. Air to air. That's it. All right. All right. So it'll be naval air. Naval. We don't have no ground units, so we do have naval units. Air combat factors and enemy air units. Whew. Okay. Let me get this going here. And let me see. Huh. I'm pretty sure I am the attacker. So I'm thinking I'm doing it for mine. I think I set their priorities, targeting priorities, when they are attacking. They're kind of defending. I'm not really sure how to do this, but I'll look and see what their targeting priorities are, because they just don't shoot willy-nilly. They got certain priorities that they target at me. I can target anybody I want, but they have a certain target priority step they have to go through. I'll have to read about that. Be right back. Alright, Imperial Japanese Navy targeting priority covers that. And what I'm going to fire now is naval or ground units attacking area. It says inflict all hits. That's all it says. Highest priority. Then move to the next. Pretty simple. Pretty basic. Alright, and I'm pretty sure everybody's going to fire on here. It ain't just me firing at them because I'm the attacker or defender. Nothing like that. They're all firing. Be right back. Alright, I guess first we'll do it this way. We'll line up my units first. First thing I want to shoot down is his anti-ship capable aircraft. That'll be the Hornet, using all its anti-aircraft fire, looking for a 3 or less against the old Ryujo naval aircraft bomber. 3 or less. 5, no good. Alright, next turn is the Enterprise. We'll be firing at him. Looking to eliminate him before he eliminates the Enterprise. Oh. Let me see. Oh, combat factors. Oh, I got to increase it by 1, so they need a 4 or less. Alright, all combat factors 4 or less. Got a 2. Alright, that inflicts a hit. He'll be eliminated after this step unless he can. Well, you know what? If he's eliminated now. I'll look that up. Alright, next will be the destroyers. We'll be going after this aircraft because this aircraft's already eliminated. So I don't need to shoot at him anymore. So the destroyers are looking for a 4 or less against the Ryujo fighter naval aircraft. 4 or less because of Spruance, and we get it. So he gets a hit. Alright, 1 more. He's eliminated. 3 or less, or 4 or less for the cruisers, because of Spruance's presence, or not Spruance's presence. Hold on, he gets it. All right, so that'll be 2 hits on this one. We get an increase in combat factors, not because of Spruance, but because of, let me look for 2, because of this marker here. +1 movement, +1 on all combat factors. Surprise marker that was drawn in the event phase. Alright, I believe that's it. And these are naval. These guys can't shoot at them yet. That's it. Alright, this step is done. So then at the end of the step, you allocate hits. So he is eliminated, and he is eliminated. Put these over here in the Imperial Japanese Navy eliminated pile. Alright. Put my ships back, be right back. Alright, next is the Japanese naval fire against our planes. So our planes ain't shooting at them, I guess, because it ain't that step yet, so we're good to go. Alright, and the invasion task force, we got some destroyers. And their priority on their targeting list is the highest priority unit. Now would be this unit here with old Spruance. They don't know that, but that's what we're going to get. These are high anti-naval ships. So I guess this one will be our first target. Then the next one in line will be this one. You see how it's going here. Any gamer knows what I'm talking about. Alright, looking for a 2 or less. These guys don't have their factor modified, so 2 or less. 3, no good. Next will be the transports. They don't have much of an anti-aircraft capability, but they get a hit with 1 or less. 3, no good. Going right down the line here, we're still targeting that top plane. Looking for a 1 or less transports. Firing their meager rounds. 5 or less, nothing. Next is the destroyers. 2 or less. Same target. 2. He inflicts a hit. Alright, there's a hit on this one. Oh, next one is the carrier itself. Looking to sink that sucker. We'll shoot at him. Looking for a 1 or less. Do we get a lucky hit? 5, no good. Alright, so we'll be inflicting our hit on the unit. Alright. So he's going to get a +2. He gets 1 for spruance and 1 for this. So he's going to be shooting at an anti-naval factor of 2. It was. It could have been a 3, 4, 5. Now it's a 4 or less. So it's still pretty lethal. Alright, they fired at him. I inflicted my hit. Putting everybody back on the battle board. Be right back. Alright, well, the battle rages. You can see here I got one of my cat fighters reduced. One of my bombers reduced. All their aircraft have been eliminated. And the ships are still there. Alright, we'll move on to our next phase of combat. Fire all ground naval units out at air combat. At enemy air units. Fire all air units naval combat factors at enemy naval ships. Alright, well, they have none. Theirs has been eliminated. But I have some surviving. These are caps. These have no, you can just look there, their middle number, they have no middle number, no anti-naval capabilities. So we'll be lining up our counters right away. Well, they won't get a chance to shoot because they don't have no air, but we will get a chance to attack that carrier. We'll be right back. Alright, ready for the Battle of Port Moresby. And this is great. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, like I said, no bad games here. Top three game. Especially because it's solitaire. This is a great game. You know, I was maybe a little bit negative. Had my, what my dad used to say, you got your optic nerve connected to your asshole, son. You got a shitty outlook on life. So, sorry about my shitty outlook on the Midway Solitaire. This is a great game. All right, we're continuing with this key battle. All right, naval units now are firing. We're going to go for this carrier. And he has a 2, I have to roll a 2 or less, but I get a +1 for spruance and a +1 for my event marker. So I'm looking for a 4 or less to put a hit on the carrier. Right, you Joe. 4 or less. He gets it. Ryujo got hit number 1. Flaming, just like the movie. We got a hit. All right. Now his normal factor would be a 1 or less. And you know what? You can put these according to what order you want. So let's do it like this. Our firing order. There you go. I'm sorry. Gaming faux pas. All right. 4 or less. 4 or less for the surprise factor. Adjusted. Oh, 6. Not good. Not good. We need to sink that sucker. All right. Enterprise. I think 1 hit pretty well does it on these carriers, though. Let me look here. Let me stop. Stop. We'll take back this roll here because I think 1 hit's all you really need to do. So hold on a second. We'll negate the 6 roll because I think I'm moving too fast. When I hit a carrier, I do something. I'll be right back. All right, naval unit. If a naval unit is hit, then you consult the appropriate U.S. Navy or Imperial Japanese Navy attacking hit table to determine the outcome of the hit. All right, we're 11 life. We're 11 life. Where are we at here? Oh, let me see. Random deployment. Movement. Where are we at here? I'm not seeing any hit tables. Be right back. Alright, just had a look on the other side of the table for U.S. Get my big hand out of there. Alright, unit type would have been a naval attack craft bomber. There it is, BB. I need a die roll to damage. 1 has no effect. 5 and 6 to sink. Alright, for our big hit from the spruance. I don't know what is spruance influenced fighter. Alright, 5 or 6 to sink. Let's see, anything but a 1. result. Bomber. Oh, attacking it to hit. Roll to damage. Alright, see over here. Damaged. Result causes the unit to be removed from the battle and placed in an appropriate damage unit display. Alright, we'll be back. Things are changing quick. Be right back. Okay, we put the carrier in the damaged unit box, and they said there are stipulations about units that can be repaired. I think it's only land attack craft can be repaired. Naval attack craft can't. Don't quote me on that. It's something like that, but you'll get to that when you get to the logistics phase. But for right now, it goes in there. It is done and removed from the map. So not only was the carrier, but all of its air units have been destroyed. Alright, so he is off. Now we're going down to the next unit here. He rolled a 6, I think. We would have been targeting. Who would have been our next target? Oh, I guess we would have been targeting the old destroyer. Alright, so he rolled a 6. That was no good. Next will be the Enterprise, looking for a 2 or less. We'll go for one of these destroyers too. Oh, I was going to say they both got 2 groups of ships. Naval units with them, or else I'd go for whatever one would eliminate the task force, but we'll go for the top one here. Looking for 2 or less for the Enterprises. Torpedo bomber. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Alright, let me see here. 2 or less. 4, no good. The next one is another torpedo bomber. 2 or less from the Hornet, going after the destroyers. 4, no good. Alright, that will take care of that step. Be right back. Alright, we're down to Air Naval Step. That was definitely successful for the U.S. Navy. Next we'll go to the Air Ground Step. Fire all units at eligible ground units. None are available. Number 5, Surface Engagement Step. Fire all naval units, Naval Combat Strength, at enemy surface naval units. Alright, we will do it. U.S. Navy first, then the Japanese will fire at our ships. We'll be right back. Alright, we're ready for combat. These units here don't have a naval attack factor, so I won't be bringing them in. The only reason I got these units with them is to keep everything straight about who goes where. But, the transports don't have any anti-naval capability. You know, they're those transports, but I just brought them down here, like I said, so I can keep track of which task force is which is fine. It's no big deal. Alright. We'll be firing 4. Oh, rather, no, move. Sorry about that. Middle number. Hold on a second. Let me do this first. Get our attacking priority straight. Alright. We'll be attacking 4 or less, that middle number. We will go after the destroyer up on top. 4 or less. 2 gets 1 hit. Alright, that's good, that's good, that's good. We like that. Alright, next. 2 or less. Added 1 for our marker, +1 to all combat factors for the surprise element. 2 or less, our destroyers going to sink them. Looking for 2 or less. 2. Alright. We'll take that. Alright. Now, I'm pretty sure it's their turn to fire. He's sunk, so I guess he can't fire. Or can he? We'll find out here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody's eliminated until the end of the round of combat, so let me look at the naval targeting priorities. Imperial Japanese Naval or ground units attacking. Yes. Well, where is it? Where's that one for me? Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Alright, well, unfortunately, type of unit, firing type. Alright. Imperial Japanese air units attacking. Imperial Japanese air units attacking. Imperial Japanese naval units. All right, but they're attacking air units. Imperial Japanese Navy attacks on U.S. naval ground units. Yeah, I mean, we'll just go to the highest priority. All right, he's rolling 2, going to attack the cruisers. 2 or less. Not too hard to figure out. 6, no good. Next will be this one, transport, also going for the cruiser. Oh, he don't have, that's right, he don't have a factor. He's just there to keep track of task forces. So the other shot they got is this one with a 2, a destroyer going against the cruiser. 2 or less. 6, nothing going on. Okay. Now we allocate hits. He is destroyed. Put him in the eliminated Japanese units pile. All right, we put these units back. We'll wrap. All right, whittling down that task force. This is a great surprise attack, great move, great battle for the U.S. Navy at least. All right, let's go back over here and see what happens. All right, we did see the surface engagement step, I guess. Fire all naval units, strength and enemy surface naval units. All right, amphibious assault ships. If the current battle is taking place in a U.S. Navy-controlled Imperial Japanese naval, any Imperial Japanese naval present. Oop, I gotta read this one. Be right back. All right, well, the spot is not a current U.S.-controlled Imperial Japanese naval objective space. It is Imperial Japanese naval objective space that's controlled by the U.S. Japanese Navy. We just went in there to take it back. So that amphibious assault does not apply. There's number 6. Oh, is there number 7? Nope. Alright. The assault failed. There's nothing to do with that. We'll skip all this because there was no amphibious assault. No matter what the results of the 6, all battles are complete. Return all surviving naval units to the space. We'll be right back. Alright, well, unfortunately for the U.S. Navy, we got to retreat 1 hex. We're definitely the stronger force, and we don't have to worry about too much of a threat for our home base now. And so it might have been, we might have had a retreat, but it was definitely a successful battle. Here you can see everybody's back in their spot. Task force is down here. Task force markers here. All the Hornet Enterprises units, none of them got eliminated, but we got some that are definitely damaged. On the other hand, the Japanese are definitely have a carrier damage, and we'll have to check their morale. But there you go. And like you said, I forgot what carrier is. The Ryu, he didn't have no planes left anyway. So that is the result of that battle. Having fun with this game. It will be the U.S. Navy's logistics segment, and I'll get on with my game. Just want to give you a drop in on a big battle. I'm pretty sure that's how it is done. If anybody wants to know, or if I made any mistakes, let me know. But we'll call that a vid. Having a great time down there at Midway Solitaire. And hold on real quick. We are reading about the Rio Grande War. Oh, you talk about a history lesson. This is I didn't even know half of this. I mean, I'm not I'm a history expert, but I did not know how close we came to intervening on the side of him against him. Maximilian versus Juarez. Huh. Great story behind the battle. You always want to read all of those stories when we get things going on here, but I had some books here keeping this map down. I want to see how it goes. Yeah, a couple days of that, this map's ready to go. So we're good to go. Looking forward to some Rio Grande War. And like I said, I've been reading up on it, so I'll give you a little drop in on what I've learned about this. I never learned about this kind of history. So this is a great history lesson, and oh my God, you talk about a great history book. Strategy and tactics. Thumbs up. A1 product here, guys. Well, I love it. Look at these counters. we're all set for that. I didn't know, who would have figured the French had anything to do with Mexico? Never knew at all, with all the Spanish speaking down there and everything. But yep, sure enough, they were definitely involved. All right, we'll be back. Calling it vid. All right, little post-production note. There is a Japanese morale phase that's involved whenever their carriers are damaged or sunk. That I might have to check real quick before I go into another phase, but I just want to make note of that. And as far as the War of the Rio Grande, that's real interesting at the end of the Civil War. So I'm definitely be making some videos on that game and providing some better history. But yeah, really interesting on how the French, how these people impose these Anglo-Saxons on I think it was a French king over there, and it's, oh gosh, in Spain, and the Spanish had, it's called Spanish Netherlands or something. Oh, they were just back and forth, and I guess it was just the royal families. They figured they'd put royalty wherever they wanted, and the U.S.-backed forces of Juarez got pushed all the way back to the border. But after the Civil War, we supplied them, and he made the big comeback, and I'll let you know what happens after that, but it's definitely an interesting story. Now, didn't know much about Mexican history, but it's all part of the learning process. All right, that'll be it from the War Room section of the Man Cave.